V Augusta in there, and I think that's the Ducati that we've got there of Aaron, and now Jay. Jay's qualified in 6th. There he is. Yes, indeed, just back-to-back, fresh from his 8+ second margin victory in our Pre-89 class. He's put that post-classic bike on the front row of a Formula One field. Bikes there that, of course, are 20 years senior to him. But it just goes to show when you've got a great rider and some quality technology inside an older model bike, you can still be a winner. And look at that second row of the grid here for Mobile One Racing. Here we are, drop of the flag, and away we go. Looking good, looking good. It's only a 3-wide grid on the front here at Teretonga, and a lot of people make the comment that they try and make it 4 wide at Levels, whereas Levels is actually only as wide as this circuit is, and a lot of people are a real advent of the 3, and you get very rarely will you get any carnage off the line when you're 3 wide. So if somebody was to stall, there is enough room for the others to get through, and for the fact, of course, that the corner is far further away than it is at the likes of Levels Raceway near Timaru. So a lot of support behind the 3-wide grid here at Teretonga. Way to a great start, and it's Richie Niven. He's doing it right from pole, so looking incredible for this man from Wanganui, the one everybody's been talking about between Cormac Buchanan here in Southland and Wanganui's Richie Niven. They would be the 2 standout riders of the 2020 New Zealand Road Racing Championships called NZSBK. Of course, the 2 South Island rounds completed back last month, 3 North Island rounds to go. Hampton Downs coming up on the second Sunday of March. We go to the end of March to Mighty Manfield on the first Sunday of April for the final at Talbot. And there we go, it's the Richie and Tony show, and there we go, Richie Niven looking for Tony Rees. Tony Rees on the Team Rees Southland Honda supported CBR 1000, looking to squeeze up in that second place, couldn't quite get there, man. He looked to have the catapult when you went down the inside, but he had to pull it up short, and that meant that Richie Niven had the momentum and could hold his line and go around outside, so he didn't have as tight a corner to do it. And look at that now from the 600 pilot. So Richie Niven doing the great work, beautiful on Castro, laying it right over, knee sliding material through there, spectacular to watch. So it's Richie Niven and Tony Rees going for it. The 2 in the front, let's not lose sight of those other boys. They're close enough behind to capitalise should any drama strike, those 2 for the front. So looking good with James Hugenbosom, Seth Devereaux, Jay Lawrence in there for the 5th, ahead of Aaron Scott from Michael Lee. Michael Lee, how's that for a 7th place? Good effort from the Dunners man there on his new Kawasaki. So love your work, Michael. He's going for it and showing us his class. Michael Lee in action. Didn't do the hill climb, which he normally does. Just thought, no, I've come down here, I'm just concentrating on the track works. There we go. 1, 2, then the 3, now the 4 for Seth. Then looking out for 5. 6, and now should be Michael looking for the Kawasaki. Bit of a gap. Is it going to be him there? In fact, no, he's dropped back a little, so not quite as well placed as he was earlier. Andrew Rudd showing us up there in that 19th place. Did not start for Kevy Beaumont, so we've still got 21 in our field. And certainly Michael Lee dropping well back on that occasion. So a bit of bad luck there for Michael. But Michael has been able to get his own to go for it at the moment. So there we have it, our update. Daniel Lewis in there, Glenn Corson, and Andrew Rudd in there at that 90 plate. Man, he's just been doing so much learning on a superbike back there. That's what I like to see. Great to catch up with a mentor and manager at Dibbon Racing for Brian Bernard at Bernard Racing, and talking earlier in the week with regards to the big plans for the future for Richie Dibbon. So will be super bikes and 2021 to again do some more racing in Australia. So looking out for this man, folks, turning heads in our sport. Also really came of note with his motard racing, the hottest man in New Zealand motard sport. And here he is showing his dual, I suppose you should say, dexterity, is it? His dual talent to do it on a motard bike and now do it on a super sport as well. Only the smaller 600 as well, so check that out. Great to watch. And what's he done for the time? It's a 1:00.161, so he's gone faster than he did to qualify. So some good work out there with Tony Rees hanging on his tail, and look out for young James Hugenbosom. Love the work there for James. Good to watch there in our F1 lineup today. So James Hugenbosom and going for the doctor, and certainly it is Tony Rees right in front of him. And what a target to be aiming at. That'll give him some amazing credit. So well done. Top Cars and Commercials are proud to be behind our Formula One class today in the 85 out there of James Hugenbosom on the Mega Motorcycle Centre Metzger Builders Heat Miser bike. 1, 2, 3. Look at that from James. Look at that from James. James, I think he's closing it down, getting right on the tail of Tony as they head into turn number 1. There we go. And look at that from James Hugie, and right behind So tell you what, Tony Rees hasn't got us all his own way. It looked like the two of them were making a break. In fact, on lap number 2, it actually looked as if Tony was gave it go to pass Richie Niven. That didn't happen, and now all of a sudden he's going from attack to defence as James Hoogie's on his tail, and he slightly folders to come into the Castrol corner on that occasion, then gives another advantage back to James Hoogie. So I love the work going on out there. James Hoogie, the race of his life at this stage in our Top Cars and Commercials Formula 1 race. Let's look out for our other Formula 2 bikes, because effectively they are 1 and 1 in the race, but they're the other way around. The smaller bike, the lesser bike, the Formula 2 bike in the lead with Richie Niven, and then the Formula 1 bike behind him of Tony Rees. So they are respectively 1-1 for points first and first. As might be the I suppose the update to think that they're overall, but when it comes to the glory and getting that red sash, they're both hanging there the same. Oh, and James has got it. James Hoogie. Look at that for James. Great result from James Hugenbers. The man's on fire here today. Great bit of racing. And now he's gone past Tony and putting the pressure on Richie on that big bike as well. So James Hugenboozem right here in good form, of course. Brother Owls and Matthew been in good form in their racing that they've done over the series. In particular, Owl, of course, in the top 3 of our New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championship. But there it is with James at this stage. Love the decals of his numbers here. You can see right and underneath the fairing. You quite often see the numbers of a bike on a fairing down underneath on what we call the belly pan, and you see when James peels it over on the Castrol corner when he goes through, those numbers are just glistening in the sunshine because they're very readable with that bike leaning over on that super acute angle. Great to see, and good work out there. Has he got the advantage? Can he get the drive and get past the 600? Is he the fastest man on the racetrack? He is at the 1:00.161. So keen to watch out this time as we get the update and see the change. Yeah, he's there and he's done it. And so too for Tony. He's gone past Richie Niven as well. Richie shouldn't be worried about this. He's only on the smaller 600. And there's the lapper. Watch. Oh, the lapper holding the line. Oh, I don't blame you, John, looking like that. I'd be doing the same thing. I thought the lapper was going to do the wrong thing. Then need to hold your line. As James, I thought for a minute was going to get caught up by the lapper. He's been able to get past, but Tony is there with him as well at this stage. So lappers, well, you don't know whether you say they're doing the right thing or the wrong thing, but I tell you what, it looks super close. And what that's done is just, we've had to see James just button off that fraction. That's allowed Tony to come back at him, and Richie as well. So this fantastic straight here at Teretonga, remember we're talking 400cc's, folks. This is 1,000 up against 600s. That's why the longer legs have come into their own. So Richie can do all that good work out on the infield, where he can generally be out riding potentially those thousands, but the legs along the straight showing it up here. Here we are, white flag out for these guys. There they go. So there's your battle, 1, 2 and 3. Remembering no panics for Richie because he's still first in class there in our F2 lineup today. F2 racing brought to us by Top Cars and Commercials as well. Check it out, Top Cars, the map in New Zealand, upside down. Top Cars on Clyde Street, just down past opposite Moto South and Southern Suzuki. So taking an opportunity to look to Top Cars as our quality supporter. There we are with James Hugenboozem going to Tony Rees, going to Richie, and again lappers and poor. Richie had to go around the outsider one here at Castrol, slowed him up a fraction. Shouldn't be worried here so far. In fact, who else is in F2? Seth Devereaux probably in F2. And Seth will be a little way behind him at this stage, so great to watch. And here's the run. James Hugenboozem to beat Tony Rees here today. That's a real plus for young James, and congratulations to him. What an awesome ride. Can the Mega Motorcycle Centre Metzger man on the Suzuki GSXR 1000 claim the number 1 place? The checkered flag is waiting as he heads towards the line, so well done. Yes, there it is. James first, ahead of Tony, ahead of Richie. So they were effectively turned the podium round. 3 went to 1, 2 stayed at 2, and 1 went to 3. So you get the idea. There we are with Seth, just spotted. There he is. Seth Devereaux in there, the Formula 2 man. He gets second. So effectively we've gone 1, 1, 2, 2. So first and second were Formula 1, third and fourth for Formula 2. Great effort from Seth Devereaux. Fastest man on the racetrack, James Hugenboozem, at the 1:00.161. So if we go back to James's qualifying at a 1:01.063, he's peeled nearly a whole second off his fastest time for qualifying. So that's exceptional. Conditions haven't changed since qualifying. Or maybe you might say a fraction warmer in the track, but that has been excellent. Remembering with Formula 1 racing as well, folks, this is not holding, of course, a treaded tyre. This is able to be used slick tyres. You're able to use a few performance parts and that sort of thing. So it's not like New Zealand Superbikes. These bikes can be, shall we say, titivated to make them a bit more performance advanced, and that's exactly what, of course, Team Rees have done on the Honda-supported CBR 1000 there, by having the carbon fibre kit put back on it as it was used in the Suzuki International Series prior to Christmas. What a race. That's the one you've come to see, folks. F1, F2. You pay a lot of money to watch that kind of racing in New Zealand, because those guys are paying a lot of money to be on the racetrack with their excess tyre wear and the likes. Great to see. Well done, guys. Loved your entertainment. Neat to see Andrew Rudd getting the 20th place in there. So let's just reflect on that race. James Hugenboos, Tony Rees. Let's jump to the third place in Formula 1. Goes to Aaron Scott, ahead of Jay Lawrence and Bill Moffat, Warren Hudson, to our Formula 2. Now, remembering, of course, we had Richie Dibbon in the third place, but actually first in class. Seth Devereaux fourth in the race, but second in class. And then we dropped down as well to third in the class, and unfortunately don't have that update now. Was certainly outside the top 5 overall. So there you have it, an update of our top cars and commercials. Formula 1, Formula 2, one race to go before the end of round 1, and they will be our classics. Got to love to have these ones. The old girls, some of these bikes are 100 years old. Remembering the